What's up, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of Top vs. Bot. I'm Jeff. Along with me is Gregosaurus Rex. I believe we've got 9 slides today. Same format as this or that from the LCS, if you're more familiar with that league. Um, Looking ahead, I guess just get started with the first one.
Sounds good.
First slide. Better flex. Lux support damage versus Nasus stacks. Um, so so we're not talking flex pick. We're talking about like
As
flexing
in,
on people, I
like in
assume.
WoW when you do slash flex, like look how impressive I
Yeah,
am type of flex.
yeah, pretty much. Um, I guess. Well, I'm biased because Nasus was one of my very first mains way back like 5 years ago. Um, that Lux game was pretty impressive though. So in this particular instance, I'm gonna go Lux support damage if we're just basing it off of week one, the games that I believe these are based on.
I would be inclined to agree with you. If this was a brand support, you can literally press R and do the most damage on your team without making any sort of effort whatsoever. But Lux is not really the case. Those are actually like skill shots. You actually have to hit them. So yeah, I would say probably Lux support damage is more impressive than Nasus stacks, since Nasus is literally just sitting there pressing Q at the right time. That's about it. So
Hey man, it can be hard to time those last hits.
I
All right,
suppose.
so we agree. We both going top on this one.
Yep,
Yeah, that was actually a very impressive Lux game. Now that I remember it, final sparks catching across multiple members in basically every fight.
for sure.
Moving on to the next one. Slide number 2, better turnaround. We had Faux Eden and Arcane. Oh yeah, I remember both these plays. Faux Eden and Arcane Soda turning things around in the top lane. I believe that was in game 1 of that series, and then the very next one, it was Stelio turning things around. Really, both games I feel were decided on these respective plays.
Hmm.
Um, for me, I guess I'm gonna go with Faux Eden because he absorbed 3 people on the turn along with a Rift Herald before this. And I feel like Stelios, I mean, it was a big deal. It basically decided the game, but basically he just flash queued onto Faux Eden, who stuck around too long, and then slowly but surely chased down Arcane Soda as well. So I think that Faux Eden's was maybe more mechanically impressive.
I would agree with you. I feel like these screenshots don't really capture like the whole situation leading up to them, which is kind of um, part of why I think the Faux Eden's turn was more impressive because, like you said, there was a lot of action leading up to it. There's a lot of mechanical outplays that he did leading up to it. This screenshot just kind of shows the tail end of it. So overall, more impressive, I think, on the top side.
Cool, cool. All right, so we agree again. Top for both of us on both of the first 2 slides. Moving on to number 3. Better escape. Arcane Soda or Prim Eden. See, I'm trying to remember these plays. Arcane Soda, I believe. Oh, he's level 2. Okay, so that was when Fat Jackalope roamed up from mid, like super early on, and tried to flash ignite him. Prim's, was that just? Yeah, I think that was also just an ignite that was ticking down. Yeah, because Kenos was talking about chug the potion.
Who I forget who is Prim Eden playing in this game? I can't really tell from that
Um,
screenshot.
Lysandra, I believe. Looks
Lysandra.
like.
Okay.
Um, do you want to go first on this one?
My vote, it has to be Arcane Soda, purely because looking at the levels, you have that much less you can work with. um,
Hmm.
like Lysandra at level 6, granted there's not much mana here, but there are so many different escapes, so many different things you can do to not die. Plus, at that point, you may well have your stopwatch up and running as well. At level 2, as a Sajani, you really have like it's luck at a certain point. Can you get out? To me, that makes a much more impressive escape.
Yeah, I would agree. For somewhat different reasons. Everything you said is I agree with, but I'm remembering the plays now, and I think Prim Eden just sort of like just flashed away under his turret, um, and just barely survived. Whereas Arcane Soda right before this, he flashed to dodge a boomerang from
Mm.
Gnar that would have killed him. So flashing to dodge something is, I guess, just a little more impressive to me than flashing just to, you know, get away from an auto attack, even
One
though
thing
it would
I would be really curious about is who had less health remaining.
I
Because
believe Prim got down to like almost single digits.
okay, because it looked
The
it's
rest
hard
of
to
them
tell
ticked
from
away.
yeah. Whoever has, I guess that would be my backup answer is whoever had less health and still escaped would be the more impressive one to me, but we can't really tell that from this screenshot.
Okay, so you're going top?
Uh, with my caveat, yes, I'm going top.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going top as well. All right. Side number 4 now. More destructive, Vel'Koz laser or the Death Star? Hmm. Well, in this particular game, I believe that's Shaden
Yeah,
playing the Vel'Koz. In this particular game, I'd have to say Shaden's laser. The Death Star, spoiler alert, was eventually defeated, whereas in this game, Shaden and Gale Force were not. So, yeah, I mean, I guess looking at it from a general perspective, you can interrupt Vel'Koz laser, but technically, Death Star laser got interrupted uh, by Luke at like the last second. So both able to be interrupted, both ridiculous and stupid. But in this particular instance, if we're going off of that individual game, I guess I'll go Vel'Koz laser top.
yeah. I'm gonna disagree with you here. Here's why. It's it's not who was more destructive, but eventually got destroyed. It's who was more destructive. Period. Like Shaden Laser killed 5 people.
Hmm.
Death Star destroyed a planet, multiple planets, if I recall correctly. So, to me, that's sort of a no-brainer. Yes, you can argue the weaknesses, like why do you have an exhaust port that can destroy your entire station? That's not a good idea. But destroying planets to me is a little bit more impressive than destroying 5 people.
Fair point. Fair point for sure. All right, so we disagree on this one. Heading on down to slide number 5, I believe this is better way to start a match. Nasus no items or Fizz no items.
Oh God,
Um,
I
well, if
didn't
I
realize NASA
recall,
started no items.
yeah, if I recall, that was Spicy Hot Meme, I think, on the Nasus, who didn't buy items, and he was jungling, whereas I believe the Fizz was mid lane. So I guess I would say it's worse. It's a worse way to start a match, being a jungler with no items, than being a mid laner. So I guess better way to start a match, I'd say bot on this one.
Uh, it doesn't auto purchase you a ward trinket, does it? I don't think so.
No, it
Which means that
no, it doesn't.
they specifically went in the shop and got these, but then nothing else. What are you guys doing? Anyway, um, I guess they're both pretty awful. I guess a better way to start the match, insofar as like not hurting your team, would probably, in my opinion, be Nasus, because you can still just sit under turret and Q stack? Question mark. Except wait, this is if this is spicy, this is in the jungle.
Yeah, I think it was a jungle Nasus.
Can you even smite without an item?
I don't think so.
Well, then I guess it has to be Fizz, isn't it? Shows how much I play jungle, clearly.
I
But
suppose the counter argument would be that at least if you're in the jungle, if you die, you're just going to be feeding wolves. Whereas if you go mid lane, if you're actually fighting a real person with no items, you're more likely to give up an easy first blood and things. Um, but in terms of which one would be, just less fun, yeah, I would say better way to start a match, I guess, is Fizz.
well, here's a
Neither one's great.
counterpoint. Counterpoint. If it is a Nasus jungle, then the enemy team will not necessarily realize you did not purchase items.
Hmm.
However, because they won't see you necessarily, they will know that Fizz didn't purchase items just by looking at the scoreboard. So you look like a fool. Baconlicious, I believe it was. You look like a fool.
Did end up having a great game on that Fizz though.
He did.
So
He did. So maybe that's
all
the
right.
trick. Just don't buy items.
So I'm going bot on this one. Are you still waffling?
I think you both should be ashamed of yourselves. That's what I think.
All right. So
That's my
Greg's
official
going mid.
answer. Yep, going mid.
Greg's going mid. All right. Sounds good. Next slide. I believe we've got 3 more.
Yep.
Worst miss. Spicy hot meme. Missing a Sejuani ult or double doing. Oh no. Oh, a Dub Bears.
The Bears.
Um, You want to take this one first?
So I don't watch a lot of football, but I did watch this game, and I must say that that is the worst miss because like like people miss the Johnny Maltz all the time, right? Like X Smithy was famous for it, and he's still a professional player and actually on a pretty good team. And like it's forgivable. Sometimes these things happen, um, because like there's a lot of things involved with your job. You have a lot of champions you need to learn. There's a lot of pathing you need to learn. A lot of strategy. If you are a kicker, your job is literally kick the football, and if you can't do that, then you should be ashamed of yourself. Almost as ashamed of yourself as if you don't buy items in the mid lane. So double doink is worse. Also baconlicious is worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go bot here as well. I mean, the difference here is that Spicy Hot Meme, this is week 1 regular season game. They're level 6, so it's probably relatively early game. You miss a Sejuani ult, okay, like could have been a kill, but not the end of the world. The double doink literally ended the Bears season. Um, that was a playoff game. That was a to win or lose. I believe they were down 1, so it wasn't like to break a tie or to get a tie. Like that was win or lose right there. So yeah, double doink literally ended a team season, whereas missing a Sejuani ult in week 1 of the regular season doesn't really have the same consequences. So I'm going bot as well on this one.
People will forget that you missed the Sejuani ult by week 3, and also they're not going to come up with some snappy name for it unless you do it consistently, and then it just becomes the X Smithy. So
there we go. All right. Next slide now. More fun engage, Scion Ultimate or Nunu Snowball? Um, Honestly, I don't think I have ever played Nunu since the change. Um, More fun. I mean, I guess I would have to say Scion. I mean, you can see it on that screen cap. You are unstoppable. Like, you just get to cruise in, drift your way into a huge engage, or you just miss and everyone just laughs at you. But it's fun either way. Nunu, less reliable. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm going top on this one. Doesn't really seem fair that it's like an ultimate versus a non-ultimate.
yeah, I don't play either one of these champions too much, so I can't really attest to how fun it is from a player standpoint. I can only attest to how fun it is from like a viewing standpoint or like playing against it. Um, or on the same team as it. And I know that Nunu yells about having the biggest snowball ever. Therefore, I think Nunu is probably more fun. With I don't have any additional evidence to back that besides the fact that I like that he yells random crap.
All right. So we disagree on this one. I go top, you go bot. Coming up next slide, we've got more unfortunate.
Oh
Super
no, they
Dragon
saw it.
Thresh.
Ah!
Where's it? Oh, just the lack of coordination.
Yeah. Okay, so
Is that
funny
what we're
story
calling
about
out here?
this. Funny story about
Okay.
this. So in the champions, like after we were in the load screen for the first game, I was talking to Envy. I'm like, "Come on, Envy, let me know what you're gonna lock, so I have Blood Moon Thresh." And then he locks Sivir again for the second game. I'm like, okay, well he's definitely gonna do it. So I go to Blood Moon Thresh, and he switches to Pizza Delivery Sivir. We clearly need to work on our synergy in the bot lane
Yep. Worst spot lane, LCUS
for sure.
confirmed. Well, based on that firsthand account of things, I guess I would go bot then, since it was the second defense. Um, Although it did give us all that zooming in on the pizza throughout
That's
game
true.
2. But yeah, I guess since you talked about it in game 1 and it still didn't come to fruition in game 2, that makes it more unfortunate in my opinion.
I would agree. I was a little tilted on the second game as a result of this. Um, I plus like I understand that there was a lot of great discussion about pizza, but none of the pizza discussion was about my favorite toppings. So I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it to me. I'd rather have the matching skins.
Yeah. Okay, so we both go bot on this one. And it looks like this is our last slide. More excited to see Option 12 or the new Avengers movie. Does it have a name yet?
End game.
Avengers Endgame. So is it actually confirmed to be like the last Avengers movie?
No, it's just the end game with like I think the existing cast, and then a lot of people are probably gonna die. And although they
A lot
Spoiler
of
alert, some of
people.
them already did. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, okay.
Well, they
well,
might like undie and die again. I don't know.
well, I mean, I really liked the last Avengers movie. Um, so I guess I'm gonna go bot. I mean, we've talked about this a lot, or at least I have. I talked to you about it yesterday. I feel like part of this slide is like, hey, option 12 is really good. You know, they've won multiple splits in the past. Who cares? This is a different team. You have like different people on every team, every split, talking about like a team's past accomplishments, like a brand's past accomplishments makes no sense to me because there's nobody like a Reginald or an Ocelot um, running things and keeping things going in a good way. There's no common factors. You know, if a player just happens to be on that team multiple times, cool. The player is really awesome. If somebody's individually is a 3-time, 2-time champion, that's awesome. But who cares that just that option 12 has happened to have a good team multiple times? It's completely random, or at least supposedly is. So, I if this is just talking about like, hey, it's option 12, like their name carries some weight. It's like, who cares? It's just random. So I'm just gonna go Avengers on this one. I'm gonna go bot.
Now that you've stepped off your soapbox. Um, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of shade here because we play against option 12 this week. Definitely more excited about the Avengers movie because I care about what happens in the Avengers movie. I don't really care what option 12 brings to the table. We're just gonna smash them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But if you are that confident in that you will destroy them, wouldn't that make you excited to see them? Because hey, like free win.
I mean,
Isn't that exciting?
not more exciting than the Avengers movie.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going bot on this one. I believe that's all our slides.
That's
So
it.
fun set of stuff to talk about. The Bears still suck.
The Bears will always
Um,
suck.
yeah, we disagreed a few times,
More than
but
last week, anyway.
yeah, Bears still suck. Uh, let's go Avengers. Who cares about past team accomplishments? That wraps it up for me. Got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Top vs. Bot. Week 2 of LCUS starts this evening at 5:30 p.m. Central. I actually don't know if this will be posted before that, but I'm
Maybe not.
gonna keep saying this anyways. In any case, every week I believe we start at 5:30 Central. So tune in on Sunday nights to the LCUS. I'm Jeff with Gregosaurus Rex. Thanks for watching.